We're excited in this one as we become boat owners. And there's lots to do to get that boat ready to go. We're gonna launch her in just a few days, so we were getting all the last minute preps finished. All right, forgot my camera, so using the phone, but where are we going today, Amanda?
We're gonna go close on the boat. This is it.
Yeah, so we've been at the boat for almost a month now working on it, but we've been waiting on lawyers and stuff to get the paperwork done. So I've done a lot of work to the boat. I mean, like, I really trust the guys, so it's not worried, but technically they could say, no, it's our boat, and then all the work I just did was for nothing.
Then Bobby would go cry in the corner for a couple hours.
Yeah, they won't do that though. We're going to close right now, so they're good people. I was just, you know.
Yeah, but technically.
Yeah, technically. But anyway, so we're gonna go close right now and then head to the boat, and it's ours.
Yes.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's an exciting day. We'll have to celebrate after.
Yep, we will. We are boat owners. Woo! So it's pretty easy. The law firm basically did a ship's mortgage on it and you know, owner finance agreement and all that stuff. And then set everything, you know, notarized, sent everything off to the Coast Guard to get certification. And hopefully we'll get it back. Hopefully they're not running too slow on that, because we'd like to leave the country pretty soon, and you can't leave the country till you get the registration back. Yeah.
He said that they're moving faster now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Nice. All right, let's go pick up the dogs and go to the boat and go to work.
Okay.
All right, Amanda's gonna continue to work inside. And now I'm gonna go to work on the outside. Well, I've been working on the outside all day doing rub rails and stuff, but now I'm gonna tackle dinghy. I'm gonna power wash this thing and see how much that comes out, or if I gotta go get some kind of chemical to get it off. And I don't want to go too hard on the pressure spraying because I don't want to ruin the hypalon. I don't know. I've never gotten one this bad, so I don't know how well it's gonna come out, but I'll try it. I ended up having to get muriatic acid to clean the hull. I'm pretty impressed how quick this is coming out. It's looking so much better already. I've done like 3 different layers of this stuff on here. It goes pretty quick, but I mean, you know, I think the problem is that, you know, where there's scratches in the paint, it might be eating the paint away a little bit more, but you know, nothing can be done about it. It was so bad that had to be done. I haven't really tried on the hypalon yet. I'm a little worried about doing on that. I don't want to eat into the hypalon too much, but you know, let me get this part clean and then I'll start doing some test spots on the hypalon. All right, that looks brand new now. That's nice. So now I just got to do the bottom half and do the hypalon and all that, and it's a brand new dinghy. The only problem is my spray bottle slowly started working less and less, and it finally just broke. I'm assuming something in the spray bottle was not up to the acid test. All right, I'd say it turned out pretty well. You want to see before and afters there. I mean, it's like a brand new dinghy. I wasn't able to get, you know, all of it off. There's, you know, some really stuck on big, like, you know, muscles or whatever the they are. So the hypalon is stained a little bit, but it's nice and smooth. So it's, for the most part, it's smooth. It won't affect the use of it too much, but, and the only place I saw any damage on the hypalon from the muriatic acid is right in some of the seams where maybe it ate away a bit of the glue, but it's really not too bad. So I'm happy with the way it turned out. Now I gotta like pull the dinghy out and clean up the inside of it because it's a little gross too. But that is the nice thing about having a high-field dinghy, is that it's an aluminum hull. I'm not sure I would have had the same outcome had I had a fiberglass hull. I mean, I just don't know. So, yeah. Back at it again today. My mission today is to get the dinghy cleaned up and ready to go. I need to get rid of some rust stains that are on it and then just give it a good cleaning. I don't know if I can clean up the tubes at all. I might have to go get some stuff to make them clean there. Somebody at one point was grinding on some steel nearby, and the unfortunately the like castings from the steel like got on the dinghy, and then that rusted and stained the dinghy. So I think I can use some acid to get that off and hopefully make it look nice and clean. And also I have just ordered from Highfield a center console that'll fit right in here and it has a steering wheel and everything, so I'm excited about that. It's a CL 340, high field CL 340, so the classic 340, so 3.4 meters, which would be what, like, I don't know, was that 10 feet, 11 feet, 10 and a half feet, something like that. So, all right, I'm gonna get to work on it. All right, I've just been scrubbing on it a little bit and the rust is already coming off. I'm pretty happy about that. So now I'm gonna pressure wash it. I'm just using battery power from the boat and the solar. Cause I got like what, 1600 watts of solar, something like that. Cause the power's out here. It got really windy last night, so, and rained a lot. So the power's out right now. So I'm just using the power from that and pressure washing. I am really happy the way this dinghy turned out. I worked on it yesterday 3 or 4 hours. I worked on it today about 3 or 4 hours. More like 4 today and probably 4 yesterday. It's about 8 hours of work, but I mean, it looks nearly brand new. I was able to get all the rust out. Basically, I had to get some muriatic acid and scrub the rust off everywhere. And then I got, you know, a couple different bottles of cleaner protector and, you know, some 303 protectant, and man, it looks brand new. It's nice and shiny. Pretty excited about it. So that's kind of a nice way. That's the reason you get a nice quality dinghy. I mean, the Highfields, this thing's 4 years old and it looks brand new with a little bit of elbow work. So, you know, having that aluminum hull. And then I am getting a center console from this from Highfield. So it's just a drop-in place bench seat. It has a place to put your battery box underneath, and has a steering wheel and throttle and all that. And you know, so that way you get a little more drive around and a little more comfort. So pretty happy the way this turned out because it was looking a little fugly. All right, back at it again today. It's a little chilly, but there's not a whole lot of work I really left to do before putting it in the water. I mean, we can technically go in the water right now, just kind of waiting on the survey to get done. One of the issues, you know, with diving dogs is where do they go to the bathroom? So on a catamaran, we've just been putting, you know, a grass mat out on the trampoline, and they pee right in it, and it just goes through the mat and down into the water. Obviously, we don't have a trampoline on this boat, and we don't just want to put a grass pad down because the deck slopes from both sides, really. So from the stern and the bow kind of slopes down into the middle. So I don't want pee running down in the middle of the boat. So I went and got this portaloo thing. It's 3 feet by 3 feet, and it's raised about 6 inches off the ground. And it's got a porous mat here that drains down into this tray. So their pee will go down into the tray. And then I have a wash down hose in that little hatch there that I can come and wash this down every now and again. And so then just dump this over the side. Some people put like kitty litter and stuff in there. You can put kitty litter if you don't want it to splash around. And then the poo, we'll just fling it over the side. So I will, if you're interested, I mean, I spotted it on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. It's marketed for like people that live in apartments or like high rises and stuff. You can put it on your balcony. I probably need to get one for my mom. Oh, and I put these bungees on here because it's got these little clips to hold the grass mat in place, but those are a little flimsy piece of plastic. It's not gonna last. So I got some bungees to bungee that stuff in place. And the moment I put it out there, like I literally had that pad out there, the portaloo out there for 30 seconds, and Cougar went over and peed on it. So the dogs are already trained to use it. Now I'm gonna tackle, there's probably a hydraulic leak here or something. I gotta open this up. The previous owner said that was not there. So it says hydraulic steering, and he says that, you know, none of that hydraulic fluid was in there when he left the boat. So we think there might be a leak in here. So I'm gonna take that apart and look at it. And the previous owner's actually on his way here now because we gotta tackle that. Plus something's going on with the inverter. Anytime the watts gets over 1500 watts, it just shuts the inverter off with a low voltage message, but it's not low voltage. Like the batteries are 13 volts right now, and even under that 1500 watt load, you know, it's only down to 12.4 volts, which is not too low, and it's shutting off for some reason. So we got to figure out why that's happening. And there's something weird going on with the solar panels. They're just not creating power. Here are the two panels here on this side, and there's two panels on this side. And I've got them connected in, well, right now I got them in series. So this panel's connected to that panel, and you know, it goes into back down to the charge controller. But normally we have them in parallel, so each one just kind of goes independently But I'm just trying to test it out, see what the problem is. The problem is it'll start making power, it'll ramp up, like it'll get up to about 100, 200 watts, and then it'll shut down to 0. And then it'll do that. And it's not like fluctuating clouds or anything. It's something wrong either. And we tried it on all the, so I've hooked up individual solar panels on both sides to see, you know, maybe you have a panel going bad or a cable going bad, but it's the same problem no matter what. So that leads me to believe that it's a charge controller. So this is the Victron charge controller, solar controller. It's a, you know, 250 volts, 100 amps max. So I think that's probably the problem. It's nice. All the electronics on the boat are Victron, so like they all talk to each other and network together. And so it just makes it easy. Plus, it's got an app and everything. So I think what I'm gonna do is just, well, I've already ordered another one. Unfortunately, because I mean, they're expensive. You know, they're like $600. So, and then I had to pay for rapid shipping. So, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna try and change that out when I get it on Tuesday and see if that's the problem. I don't want to get like, you know, hydraulic oil stepping in and everything, so I'm gonna put down a bunch of paper towels, hopefully. At least put a barrier there so we're not tracking it all over these cushions and everything. Alright, at first glance I'm not seeing where the leak comes from, so I can trace the hydraulic line down from the little pump here, which is the wheel, and it's dry all the way down to the bottom. So this is the line right there, this one. I don't know if you can see it. That's the hydraulic line right there, and it's dry. Looks like it's dry all the way down to the bottom. Never mind. I think that was the supply line, so that brings the hydraulic fluid up, and then when you turn the wheel one way, it puts it down through the one return hose that goes down to the rudder, and then if you turn it the other way, it goes through another hose. Both of those hoses are a little wet. Maybe they just need to be tightened down. I'm gonna go grab that little wheel that I was gonna throw away the other day, and I'm glad I kept it because I'm gonna put it on here and turn the wheel instead of having that big wheel so I can get at stuff. I'm not seeing any weeping on there, so let me try another paper towel test. I found it. It's not going down the supply line, but it's where the supply, it's actually dripping from where the supply comes into the pump. And it's not going down the line though, it's kind of dripping off the bottom of the pump. So that's why, yeah. So I gotta see if I can get at that fitting to tighten it down. All right, problem solved. Just got my crescent wrench down there, and I was able to put about a half a turn on the fitting where it connects in. And yeah, dried it all off, and then I went back and forth through the wheel 3 or 4 times each way, and there's no more fluid coming out the bottom, so just a loose fitting. No big deal, but I'll put all this back together. Unfortunately now there's just hydraulic fluid all over this teak, so I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do with that. Probably, I know it's a no-no, but I probably have to power wash it to get it out of the teak, so it's not all whatever, and then I'll give it a generous amount of teak oil after that. But teak oil is better than hydraulic oil. Alright, let me show you guys the engine compartment here. Had it open because we're having some electrical issues. The previous owner, Kent, just came by to help me with it, but we got to call in for some technical assistance with Victron. Here is the engine compartment. You know, it's the original Ford Lehman 135 horsepower. They got a rebuilt transmission. It's got the new, got 2 new sets, well, it's got a new secondary fuel filter, and then the Raycor primary fuel filters. And then forward to that, we got the 3,000 watt inverter charger from Victron, and then past that is 4 200 amp hour lithium Victron batteries. 800 amp hours, about the equivalent of 10 kilowatts, so it does pretty well there. And I'm even thinking about adding, you know, a couple more. There's definitely room for, I mean, heck, there's room for another 4 of them if we needed to. And then next to that is the generator. It's a Northern Lights. I don't recall offhand how many kilowatts it is, but I think it's like a 10 or 12. What I really like to do when I get a chance is, there's no fluids leaking or anything like that. It stays pretty clean down there currently. What I'd like to do is really get in there and scrub and get all the gunk and everything that's been there for years and years of buildup and get it nice and clean, and then paint everything a nice bright white. You know, the hull and the bilge and all that. Get it nice and pretty looking. We'll see when I can get around to that. But
the previous owner, Kent, brought his laptop and hooked into the Victron system so we could see if we could troubleshoot the problem. It ended up being a software issue. The software was telling the system to shut down at 12.4 volts. We reset that setting and we were good to go.
all right, it is cold. There's not much going on, so I am going to shut everything down and come back out tomorrow. I think it's supposed to start raining here pretty soon anyway. So, all right, here we go.
No, in case he tries to put that dance number in without audio, that was me trying to generously give him B-roll for some music. I was trying to be generous, but he's like, oh, I'm putting that in there without audio.
Our patrons in Sailing Doodles Navy got lots of bonus content on this video. Head over to sailingdoodles.podia.com and join today to get access.